Let me see. Share screen. Are we live, y'all? You know, I love a good Friday, but here, sometimes, I have technical difficulties. Let me see. Checking on YouTube. Yes, we're live. Okay, good. I'm going to put on our start really quick. So that'll give us a second to let me double check and make sure I got everything set up. We will be starting in about 90 seconds. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's my intro? This is what happens when you have too many screens, too many windows on the screen. Oh, I
Oh,
hate when
I
I
have
do
to
that.
close my windows out
I do too.
every time.
We do it every
Most
Friday.
most of most of them.
Right.
I have an emotional attachment to my windows.
Girl, you ain't said nothing but a word. Because listen, we literally talk about that every Friday. And I'm usually good. But today I'm like, why can't I? You know, you just keep overlooking something and you're like, why
Mhm.
can't I find what I'm looking for? You know what? I guess we're not doing that today. Because I literally just scrolled up and down this thing 4 times and I haven't seen it. It says, oh, here it is. There we go. Let me play that really quick. That'll give us just a second to get started. Okay.
Well, Mercury got her microbraids in, so she cutting up this next few weeks. There we go.
All right. Okay. Hey, y'all. Welcome. My guest just got kicked out, but she'll be back in a second. But today we got a good topic. I'm really excited about it because somewhere along the way, we turned purpose into another job description. And I'm like, we don't need another job description. Nobody has time for another job description. Like, we have more to life than that. Nobody has time for that. So, um, we were told that if it's your calling, it's supposed to cost you. And if you've been in these internet parts, I don't believe that. That purpose means that saying yes to everything, every project, every person, every good opportunity is how you're going to, move forward in life. Do you see my face? We made purpose look like burnout, and our calendars got packed, our boundaries got thin, and our peace was always postponed. And as I continue to say, like, that is not the life that we're trying to build. Yet, we still want to build a life where we enjoy the things that we love. So it's time that we switch from convincing ourselves that if we're exhausted, that it means that we're doing it right. We need to stop believing that. And instead, we need to create this life where purpose and peace can actually coexist. That's everything that I talk about on this channel, everything that I talk about on my social medias, and that's what this conversation is about today. So none of what I'm ever saying is about that. Is that purpose has to be that hard work. Your purpose was never ever meant to exhaust you. It was meant to expand you. It was meant to be an expression of you. It was meant to be something that fills you up, not something that drains you dry. So that's what we're talking about today on Freedom Fridays, and I'm really excited for us to get into this conversation. So I want to check in with my guest because it seems like she's having a hard time getting back in. And I don't want her to be kicked out. I got to get her back here. So while you're waiting for me to get that all set up, it's only going to take a second because I'm going to talk to you while we're doing that. Go ahead, make sure you say hello in the chat. Oh, there we go. I see it. She's in the there we go. Make sure you say hello in the chat and let us know what are you sipping on today, okay? Um there we go. So I think she should be getting all set back up, and then we're going to have an amazing conversation. Yay! Okay. And it's just giving it a second to let your internet your audio connect. Say something for me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Now I can hear you. Okay, yay. That actually worked out fine because I was doing the intro, and now I can say. I also want to say welcome to my wonderful friend Pavielle. She is the one who suggested the book. She was talking about this book on her Instagram stories, and every quote that she posted about it, I was like, yes, like this is it. And I'd heard about The Alchemist, but I kept finding like these other books that weren't this book. So when she said, "Oh, here's the cover, here's the link," I was like, "Yes." And then I was like, "Wait, she should come be on this happy hour with me." And so here you are. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be having this conversation. I love The Alchemist. It is such a powerful book. And I love when people get excited about it because I just nerd out. Yeah, this is about to be so much fun.
I love it because I nerd out over stuff too. I love it. Yay! And then Megan just joined us. Hey, Megan, happy Friday. I'm so glad you got to join us today. How was your week? Let me know in the chat. So, as we're moving through, we're going to have our regular setup like we do every week. We're going to start by celebrating our wins. And poor Pavielle is having some technical difficulties. It seems like it keeps kicking her out and then she comes back in. So in between, we will I'll mix it and do it while we're doing the things, and it's all going to be great. But in the meantime, go ahead and start thinking about what wins are you celebrating from this week, and then put them in the chat. And I'm going to think about my wins this week too. Let me tell you my first week, my first win is that this is the first time I've had a job that um has me on my feet all the time. Y'all, my knees, my knees have not been happy. So I'm very happy. It is my first win that I'm celebrating, and is that I have made it through this week and my knees are still working. I ain't fell apart yet because I was like, I don't think I've ever worked a job where I was on my feet 9 hours a day. So I was Pavio, I was saying we always love to start with celebrating our wins. And so I was sharing what my first one is. And my first one is about how I have started this new job, and it's winning that I have not fallen apart, because 9 hours on my feet has made my knees angry, but I'm still thriving here. And I'm like, yes, Jesus, thank you.
A win is a win. A win
Yes.
is a win. And we count them all. Okay.
Right, right, right. So I would love if you have any wins, you please feel free to jump in. People hopefully will think of some and share them in the chat. And the reason I do this is because we as Black women, but I also think for my community, we are get it done, high achieving women. Like we're always thinking the next step and the next step. And sometimes it could be really hard, or we need a reminder to pause and say,
Mhm.
wait, I actually accomplished something. Let me pat myself on the back. And so I
Oh,
love to remind us to do that every week.
listen, I am so happy to have this reminder right now because I am one of those people who forget to stop, pause, celebrate the good things you did. I'm a Virgo, so it's really like, okay, I did the thing that I felt like I should have done like a year ago. I don't get to celebrate that, but you do.
Mm,
You
you
do.
do.
Um,
Yes, you absolutely do. So listen, what are we celebrating today? Come on, tell me.
So I have set a goal for myself to run 1 mile, 5.
No, she's coming back. But she set a goal to run her mile, 1 mile, 5 times a week. That's what I think she's gonna say. I'm excited for her to come back and finish telling us what that is. Let me think. What is my second one for this week? My second one for this week is, listen, the other thing about, and we're going to talk about this when we get a little bit into the book, when you are stepping into a new season that is driven by your vision, but it's not really the end thing. It's like the thing that you have to do to get you to the next step. Man, sometimes it can be so easy to I have had so many times this week where I've wanted to bail on that thing because I'm like, I know this is not the end goal. And yet I also know for the purpose that is there. But I don't want to say there were so many times. There were two out of 7 days, there were two incidences where I was like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could work with these people. I don't know if I've been so used to doing my own thing for so long. I don't know if I could make this work. And there's also been this interesting space where I'm like, okay, but it's also not soul sucking. It's just different than I'm used to. And so, if you remember with the manifesting steps, one of those steps was to have a positive anchor, like on those days where your energy and your perspective is like on a downward spiral, to find what is your positive anchor and hold on to that. And so I've been trying to figure out what my positive anchor this week is, but I also have been using my vision to like keep my eyes on, instead of thinking about running away from something, what am I running towards? What am I running towards? And that has helped keep me so grounded. So let me tell you, my second one is like reminding myself of my own teaching. Because it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to get in the midst of all the things. And then it's like, dang it. I don't know if I want to keep going, but I know the purpose of it. So then I get myself back together and I'm good. So that's my second one. Let me see what y'all got going on in the chat. Okay. Megan said, invest in some good shoes, Rashidat. I didn't always have great shoes, being on my feet all day with past jobs, and my feet are paying the price. Now, also get some compression socks. You know what? So here's what I did. The thing for my job, I have to have non-slip shoes. The thing about having the non-slip shoes though, wait, let me get heavy in here. Yeah, there we go. She's coming back in. Okay, good. Okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
finish this statement and then I'm gonna have you tell me finish your statement, okay?
Okay.
The buying the good shoes. I actually did buy some really good shoes. I got some Skechers. The thing is, they have to be non-slip, so I have to get those. But it's not so much the shoes as it is. I have specific insoles because I have a falling arch. And so they're good for like working out and stuff. I've just never had to be in them for 9 hours straight, but it has made a difference. I can't imagine if I was in crappy shoes. Like I'd really have a hard time. So your girl, you right. Like I gotta have good shoes, but I actually really like your idea about the compression socks. I think that's gonna help with my circulation quite a bit. and kind of go from there. Okay. Pavio, did I lose you again? Oh,
No, I'm here. I
okay.
just had to switch over to my cell phone. My laptop is like, I don't know what's happening. And so I wanted to get a stand so that we could be stable and get this conversation, nice and
Yes.
smooth.
I completely understand, girl. I feel like I was doing so good with my live streams, and then I switched platforms for a specific reason because it's easier to do collabs. And then, girl,
Hmm.
every week it had a hot mess. So please, no worries. If they can survive me, they can survive trying to figure out your technical difficulties. It's
Yes.
all love here. Go ahead. And so you were saying your win. You something for one time a week or for the next 5 days. Tell us.
Yes. So I set a goal to run 1 mile 5 days a week. And I have
Ooh,
been consistently hitting my 5 runs, 5 miles for a month now. And I'm really
what?
proud of myself. Yeah.
I love it for a whole month. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah. It feels
amazing.
good.
I was going to say, I bet, like in your body, in your spirit, to be like, not only am I accomplishing this, but the physical rest that comes from that, which is so
Hmm.
amazing. Congratulations.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
I
Yes.
needed this.
Yes, that is pat yourself on the back. I'm into it. Please don't forget to do that. Yes. Okay, Megan's got a couple wins too. Megan said, win number one. I had Wednesday off this week, girl. I know that's right.
That's a win.
A day off is
A
always a
midweek
win.
off day. Yes.
It's like, oh, I get to reset. Yes, yes, I agree. Win number two, I meditated 7 days straight, Megan. That's huge, right? Exactly. I love
Yes.
that. Are you using an
Teach me your
app? Are
ways.
right? I'm like, are you using the app? What you got? Like, share the stuff, girl. I'm trying to see that too. And then number three, Megan said, I'm seeing my cousin again to tomorrow. Oh, yay. So like maybe like a month ago. But over the summer, let me go back to that. Over the summer, Megan was talking about how she wanted to connect with more community in the area that she's in. And it's been around like, okay, I'm not able to move to another city yet. So how can I make this better while I'm here? And so she wanted to connect with community. And then lo and behold, doing some manifesting steps, her cousin walked up in front of her workplace and didn't even know that it was going to be like that, and they reconnected, and so she's meeting up with her cousin again. Girl, I'm so happy to hear that, Megan. Like, you see, I remember the story. Girl, I'm into it, Megan. I love it. Congratulations. I hope y'all do listen. I hope you do something fun, but I also hope you eat something tasty. So tell me what y'all go eat, okay?
Hmm.
Yes, yes. Megan also said, congrats on the 5 miles, Paviel.
Oh, thank you.
Yay. Okay. So I shared two wins. You let me know if you have another one to share, and I'm going to think about what my third one is. Let me see.
We sharing multiple wins.
If you want to, I try to do three. You don't have to do
Okay.
three, but I like make space for it. Make space for it. Let me see. Ooh, I know what my third one is. My third one is, you guys, I've been talking about shifting some things in my business. I know y'all are probably like, girl, if you don't stop shifting and just leave it. But there's something interesting about being a business owner when you're like, I am learning so much. Like I'm learning about this as I'm doing it. I feel like I'm evolving at like the speed of light, but I'm also in a place where I'm like, oh, like I feel like the momentum is shifting. Like my learning is kind of getting to this place where it's like leveling out. And some of the things that I want to do and set up for you guys is really starting to kick off, and messaging and marketing and branding, which Pavio will have understands this as a marketing consultant. So I'm feeling really good about that, and I'm excited about what's going to be coming in the next couple weeks, up and through January and through all of next year. Because let me tell you, once I finish the branding and all of this and the messaging and all of this time, that's what I got for a year. I can't. I'm ready to just like settle in and make that happen. So that's my third win. I'm really excited about where that's going. And I know that was kind of vague. You're like, girl, but you didn't tell me what you actually did. I did a lot. So unless you got another 3 hours for me to nerd out over this, because I also very much nerd out over being an entrepreneur, then, then, then I'm not gonna give you all the details, but I'm sure it'll come up as it goes. Hey Keita, so glad you got to join today. And Megan said, yep, I'm using a meditation app. It's called Insight Timer. Ooh, I found it through
I've heard about
Giovanna.
that one.
Oh, have you? I haven't heard about
Yeah.
it.
I've heard
I
good
love
things.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So there was, she said Giovanna. Giovanna was another person that I collab with that came on my channel as well. And I love it. She does have some really great meditation and yoga practices that she's always sharing. She's a teacher on the app. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to send her a note of
Oh,
congratulations. Yes. I love that. I love that. Okay. Pavielle, did you have another one? It's no pressure. If you're like, no, I got my one, then
I
we're good. Like,
do.
okay.
Yeah. So, just before coming on to the podcast today, I was at an entrepreneurship summit, and that's a win for me. I kind of like slipped and fell into entrepreneurship and hadn't really had a good like foundation or grounding. And so
Mm.
I'm like being really intentional about building community and tapping into resources around entrepreneurship. I have not been nerding out about it. I've been freaking out about it. And and so like participating in that summit today feels like a really strong step in the right direction for my business. So that's a win.
Yay!
And my little puppy is just up here um trying trying to get my attention. He's such a baby. So I hope it's
I
cool
love
if
it.
he's on.
Oh, of course. I expected him to come on at some point, unless you weren't home. But yes. But yes, that's an
Yes,
amazing
this
win
is
for that
Gucci,
summit.
y'all.
Gucci. You know what? That's so funny. My cousin has a dog named their puppy Gucci. I love a good Gucci. Come on, boo. She said I'm high
Yes.
quality.
Well, his whole name is Gucci Mane. So more
Oh.
so rapper.
I feel like I need to send him a gold chain. Like
Yes. Very much gold chain energy.
I love it. Me and my best friend, we just set up a Slack channel, and we were trying to decide what to call it. We ended up deciding to call it Cheese and Ratchet. I'm cheese and she's ratchet. It's funny, but it's very much us.
I love it.
So
So
yes.
fun.
Yeah, because we always got 10 million topics, so we needed more channels than just a regular chat could do.
I love
Thank you
the
for sharing that
delineation. Like,
win.
okay, this is our chat
Mm,
for self-care, for
yes,
business. I love that
yes,
idea. I
yes.
might have to implement
Yep.
that with some friends.
Yes. I mean, because we literally talk about everything, and then it's like, well, wait, we know that we talked about it in this chat, but then the stuff for her business, sometimes I'm like, I can't find the thing that you gave me a month ago because we didn't talk so much since then. Or she can't
Mm-hmm.
find her attention span is like this, and she like, girl, I can't find it. Can you just send it again? And I'm like, it was 3 messages ago. So it just it just makes it easier when it's like, okay, all of her business stuff is in one chat, all of my business stuff is another chat, and then we have and then we keep WhatsApp for like well, hopefully we'll keep WhatsApp for just friend stuff. So also too, lately she's not been checking her WhatsApp very well. So it keeps it away
Mm.
from the other things that you can get distracted in with WhatsApp. So yes, that was our thought process. Yes. I love that window. So tell me this. What in addition to like getting into entrepreneurship and that's why how you found the summit, what would you say was the biggest takeaway that now, and I also know you just left the summit, so if you're like I'm not completely sure, that's too fine too, but what would you say was your biggest takeaway from the summit while you were there?
My biggest takeaway, I initially would say AI because there was a lot of
Okay.
AI chatter. But
Okay.
when I really like sit down and process it all, I think my biggest takeaway is really going to be the power of Black ownership.
Mm. Yes.
Yes. Yes. There was
Yes.
one panel, all women, phenomenal women,
Oh my
and
gosh.
the panel topic was essentially asking the question, should the 300,000, the 100,000, is it 300,000, the Black women who've been
Laid
laid
off.
off, should they
Mm-hmm.
re-enter the workforce or redefine
Mm.
it?
Ooh. Oh,
It was so
that's a good
powerful.
conversation. You're gonna have to come back
It
on
was
here
a
just so we can talk about that.
it was such a good conversation. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Cause we've talked about
Yes.
that. So we talked about it in terms of like, you know how Tabitha Brown had that comment where it like went viral immediately because she was saying, well, um, if you're having a hard time, then you need to go back to work. And everybody was like, like, why are you talking to us like that? But when we talked about it here in happy hour, my main feedback was like, there are entrepreneurs that I think that, yeah, they might have had that trouble of processing. It feels like failure to go back. But even with that, the workforce just laid off 300,000 Black women. It's not that necessarily that easy for us to find work right now. And so to me, it kind of felt the timing kind of felt a little off because of that. But I also understood what she was saying. Like, if you
Mm-hmm.
got to go back to work, you got to go back to work. It's okay, So,
Yeah.
ow, that was that was yes. When you get a chance to process
Mm-hmm.
that, you gonna have to share. I'm gonna
Oh,
be
I'm
all
gonna
up
have
in
to
your
talk about
stories.
it. I'll be on IG and TikTok and stuff processing live.
Right, right. I love
Yeah.
it.
Cause yeah, it's still like downloading into my spirit, but so many gems were shared.
Oh, so good. That is definitely a win in itself. I can't wait to hear more. Which reminds me, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, there's space for y'all. Leave if you want to share your wins in the chat. You know I love celebrating you, especially because 9 times out of 10, you're not so great at celebrating yourself. So here's your fairy soft life sister reminding you to be celebrated, okay? Yes, so make sure you take a chance, take a second and put that in the chat. Okay, so that was win number 2. Did you have any other ones that you wanted to share with us today?
I had an incredible connection moment with three women last night. Um,
Mm.
I met these women. Well, I met two of the women at like DJing thing in the summertime, like months ago. And one of
Okay.
them like was hosting just like a co-working evening at her house. And it was like
Okay.
so wonderful and so lovely. And we're all doing such dope stuff. Like one
Mm-hmm.
woman was working on a book that she's writing, another one's
Mm.
working on uh training certifications, like fitness training and a PMP. Another one,
Mm.
she has a podcast that she's restarting, so she was preparing for her interview coming up. Meanwhile, I was sitting there just trying to contest a ticket.
That happens too. We got to take care of that business
you
too.
know, because some of the administrative stuff falls to the back burner, but we had like
Mm-hmm.
such wonderful conversation. We use like this Pomodoro, it's a Pomodoro style
Yes.
timer, and
Yes.
that was a win for me because my ADHD be really getting the best of me. I have not been able to figure out how to be productive when I'm not like in the zone, you know? It's been a
Mm-hmm.
challenge recently. And so that was helpful in addition to connecting with the ladies. That like last night was a win for sure.
Yes, so many good ones. And I
So
feel
many
that because,
wins.
like, every time I come here and I get on like Freedom Fridays, my friend is always like, "Girl, you always go over time." I said, "Because I really like connecting with the ladies."
What is
It's just
time?
such a
Time is a
good time.
concept.
Right. And I'm like, that stuff will come afterwards. I love getting together. Like I don't think you're able to see it on your end, but
Mm,
if you when you get a chance to see in the chat, like I can see the handles of these ladies, but I also know the names of these ladies. Some of them I've met in
mm,
person, some of them I've done sessions with. So I love getting together with these ladies. So yeah, it that kind of connection is so beautiful, especially as we're doing something like creating this space where we don't have to be on all the time. We don't have to believe that we have to work times harder. Like when you're changing those kind
mhm,
of when you're unlearning those kind of things, it's great to be in a space that will continue to remind you and like ground you in that. And so I love when you get together with the ladies that are in that like mind. So yes, I'm into it. I'm into it. Okay. So we shared our wins. And then the next thing that we do is we give out some stickers. And then we're going to jump into our conversation for today. So the ladies that's in the chat, they already know how stickers work. But for you, I really wanted to take this like positive reinforcement, this affirmation, this reward for making time for rest to another level. So the way you get a sticker is if you have taken any time this week, whether it was 10 seconds, whether it was 30 minutes, whether it was an hour, you get to claim a sticker. Hashtag SITK no, Lord, I can't spell. STICKA. Lord, y'all forgive me. I promise I can spell. I can't spell today, but I usually can spell. Um
it's the end of the week.
STICKA, right? And evidently my brain is like, girl, with this job, you got to transition. You got to get used to this. But yes, you could claim a sticker that pretty much says, yes, I took time to prioritize myself this week. Because I think for us, again, just like we're so used to doing the next thing and we don't necessarily pause and remind ourselves that we need to be, that we should celebrate our wins, we also don't reward ourselves. So this is one of the ways that I can help us reward ourselves. So y'all, did y'all take time this week to rest? I had to be intentional about it this week. I don't know about y'all. Let me know in the chat, especially um starting with this other job and then getting ready to travel next week for a holiday and learning a bunch of new stuff and also doing my business. I had to be like, okay, I'm gonna lay here. I don't care who needs my attention for this. And actually, I did it for an hour this morning. And I think, what day was that? I can't even keep track of the days. But another day this week, I did the same. And so, if you have taken time to um, to prioritize yourself this week, then you claim a sticker. Put hashtag sticker in the chat. Yes, Tracy said congratulations on your 3 wins, Megan, for sure. Y'all lady, Tracy, Megan, Keena. Well, Megan already shared hers. Keena, we'd love to hear what your wins are, so you can share those in the chat as well. Wait, Tracy, yeah, Tracy said, wait, did you get the new job that you had the interview for on Saturday? Okay, yes, great question. I did not hear back about that job yet, but that is the one I want. The one that I have right now, I think is going to be the intermediate. Let me tell y'all, there was a whole altercation where another manager walked out, and I was like, Lord have mercy. What kind of drama did I get myself into? I didn't come to this job to deal with drama. I just want to come here, work, and go home. So I had this moment where I was like, am I going to quit? How am I going to quit? But remember, y'all, when I talk about the money archetypes, there's 8 different archetypes, and in that it will also tell you like what your sabotages are. And I am a maverick first and foremost. What is a maverick? Like I would say the key part of maverick that sticks out for me, I am defiant as hell. When I don't like something, your girl will be like, F you, peace out. And so I had to call my best friend, because my maverick was like, girl, you ain't got to deal with this. And my best friend was like, sometimes you do that, but then later you're like, crap, I jumped a little bit too fast, I should slow down. So she's like, maybe just stick to your plan a little bit longer, and then if it keeps getting worse, then you know the answer, but don't jump today. She's like, I know you're resourceful and you can make anything work, and because of that, you can be a little quick to jump, but maybe like just slow it down and then decide, so that's how I had to do it. That's how I had to do it. So yeah, that's what it comes back to, that job. So all of that to say, that's how the current job is going. And yet the one that I'm interviewing for, it's actually on the best places to work list. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that when I first applied. That's some of the things that I've been learning, and some of the impact that they have in the community, how they actually care about their employees and their employees' families. And I was like, oh, this is definitely a much better company. The main difference between the two right now is that the interview process has been moving not pretty slow. It's moving faster than a lot of companies, but it's not moving as fast as the job that I have now. So all of that to say, I had my second interview. I think it went well. I still have another round of interviews to do, and then I have an on the job test, a 6 hours on the job test. So I'm hoping that by mid-December, we will have gone through all of those steps and I'll have an offer. So join me in praying and manifesting for that. Listen, I believe Jesus did manifesting as well. When he talked to Jesus, when he talked to God, that was all a part of manifesting. So thank you for asking, Tracy. That's what I got going on. Let me see. That was a long answer. Forget, Pavi. I do give all the details. So
I love a detail. Tell me everything.
Good. Okay. Tracy claimed her stickers. Yes, Tracy. Let me get out the spreadsheet, because I gotta put your sticker on there. Let me see. Tracy also said this week has been chaos. How they call that retrograde thing again? Brain dead. I get it.
Oh, chef.
Right. It gives you all
Mercury's been getting the best of me.
I need to have it on my calendar so I could be better prepared, because I feel like I never know until it's like all falling apart, and I'm like, oh, that's what it was. Yes.
I have a planner.
Go ahead.
I have a planner that includes all the astrology transits and stuff in it. So it tells you like when the
Really?
new moon, the full moon, the retrogrades, and everything. Yeah.
Girl, what's the name
It's
of that
called
planner?
Aura Align.
Aura
Aura
Align.
Align. AURALIGN. Made by a Black woman.
Oh, really? Come on now. You know, we love some black products over
Yes.
here. Aura
Mm-hmm.
Aligned. Okay, I just put it in the chat because I know I could come back and remember it that way. I'm gonna have to come back. Yes, that's right. Mercury record. Oh Lord, I just can't talk. Mercury retrograde. Yes, that's the crazy thing. I'm gonna have to look up that planner. Thank you for sharing that. I love that so
It's so
much.
helpful.
I love it. Okay. Keena said, I decluttered a lot, then decorated a bit. A win. Congratulations. Listen, decluttering, emotional decluttering, physical decluttering, it's such a beautiful space. And I love talking about this when we work together inside of my program. Like, it is the first space, the first step to really making space to living softer because you've been accumulating. I've been accumulating. I'm really good at throwing things away now, but like we get into this process of moving forward, but we accumulate so many things on the way, and then we're bogged down and we're like, why is stuff so heavy, whether it's emotional or physical. Like when you start doing those things to declutter those things, man, you are literally making space for whatever you want to have somewhere to be. Like, is that not the most
Mm-hmm.
beautiful thing, to get the trash out and get the good? Not even trash, things that you don't need anymore. It's not even that it was bad. It's just not the thing that you need, and now you make space for something beautiful. Oh, I love that, Keena. Thank you for sharing. Teresa said, wins. I slept after dealing with L is her son, acting up this week because he's teething. Oh, poor baby. He said, listen, mommy.
Oh.
Right. He said, I need popsicles every day. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, number two, I was not stressing about work. That's amazing. That's another win. Come on. Like, to be able to do the work, whatever way that we make money without letting us consume it, without letting it consume us, is my whole jam. I love hearing that. And then number
Mm-hmm.
three, I will be signing off work in the next 20 minutes. Ha! Come on, Tracy, tell them. So you ain't
Let
got
the
time for
weekend
that today.
begin.
Yes, yes, yes. Come on in, weekend. We into it. Oh, Keena, listen, come on, Keena, because Keena is into the crystals. Keena said, Tracy, Mercury retrograde is the best time to nap, sleep well, and journal what's going on. What? I didn't know that.
I like to be as quiet as possible during Mercury retrograde because it messes up communication,
Ah,
transportation, and technology. That's why my laptop was on the fritz for our earlier, like a few minutes ago.
yes.
It's been giving me so many
Wow.
issues.
I didn't know. Girl, I need a whole class on Mercury retrograde, evidently.
Girl, my whole Wi-Fi in the house went out yesterday. All of my Bluetooth light bulbs have disconnected. My Sonos is not working. It's a mess over here.
Oh, I can't imagine that happening every month. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is
Mercury
super
retrograde is
crazy.
like quarterly.
Oh, is it? Okay, got it. Okay,
Hmm.
because I was like, I don't know why I feel like I hear people talk about it so often that it feels like it's every month, but that's good to know it's quarterly. Okay, I could take that once a quarter. I could deal with that. If
Yeah.
universe, if that's what you need to go make me sit my tail down once a quarter, I'm okay with that. I could survive that.
Hmm.
Yes. Tracy, thank you. Tracy said, fingers crossed, Rashidat. I appreciate that. Yes, that's right. Keena said, I got Mercury retrogrades and the moon cycles in my calendars. Okay, so Keena's been doing that too. I totally should have expected that, Keena. I feel like yes, you go do a whole session on that with us. I would love it. Megan said, "Congrats on the wins, ladies. I have a lot of decluttering to do. I haven't started that yet though. That's okay. This time. And you know what? Also too, I think with decluttering, we have to remember decluttering is not a one and done thing. Emotional decluttering, physical decluttering, because you buy new things, you evolve, you don't need the old things anymore. You know, you as we continue to evolve and learn, and also too as we continue to experience um just trauma in our lives, like those things leave an effect on us. And the decluttering, which I love, is really simple. When you say the Ho'oponopono prayer, I always say that, stutter when I say that. It helps just release, and you don't even have to go back through all the details. You just get to feel the emotion and say, "This emotion, I feel you, and I release you." And to move on and to make space for the other beautiful things that are coming. Come on, Megan. I'm into it. You got time. You're not
Mhm.
behind. It's coming. It's going to be good. Tracy said, "Oh snap! Okay, that explains why my moody, why I was moody with my husband. Damn. Okay, preach. I need that planner then." Me too. Me too, Tracy. Yes, yes. Okay, so I got Tracy claiming a sticker. Is there anybody else claiming a sticker today? Let me go ahead and get the spreadsheet open so that I can give out the stickers. And then we're going to jump into our conversation. Listen, look, I did so much better than earlier when I was trying to find the right window. Here we go. Oh, wait.
Oh, this is so cute.
Yeah, so we have anytime, regardless of whether you come on live or if you come on a replay, if you put hashtag sticker down in the comments, I come in here and I give you a sticker for that day. And then what I like to do is like at the end of the quarter, then I like to do a drawing. Now, sometimes we have people that are international, so I don't always choose what the drawing is ahead of time in case I need to send it to another country and I don't, that chain or whatever it is not there. But I think I might have to figure out how I do the drawings a little bit different. But so you get every sticker you get toward an entry towards the drawing. But it's also just a reminder. You know how when you're in elementary school or kindergarten specifically, when your teacher
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh, you get a sticker for doing XYZ," and you put that sticker on your chest, you couldn't tell you nothing. Like, this is the best thing ever, you know? And I like stickers. It's the same thing for me right now. So these are our electronic stickers.
Girl,
Yes,
funny
yes.
enough, I have a whole like little sticker book right here. All kinds of
I,
stickers.
I
I love a sticker.
love it. See, we all love stickers. Yes. Listen, and today is a boba sticker, and okay, it's not that cold in Atlanta, so I'm feeling the boba. But maybe next time it'll be a warm drink. But for today, I'm giving out boba stickers. So let me see. Um, Megan, I think it was Megan that claimed her sticker. No, it was Tracy that claimed her sticker. Oh, wait, both of you claimed your sticker. I'm lying. I got you both. Okay, so there was that. Megan sticker is there. Tracy sticker is it. Pavi, would you like to claim a sticker for this week?
Yes, give me a sticker.
Yes, I would claim. Listen, I am giving you a sticker. So what I do, I'm gonna put it here, and then I always move things around a little bit later. So, which also reminds me, y'all, if you want to follow Paviel, sorry, I keep it because I'm
It's
thinking about your
okay.
handle at the same time I'm saying your name. If you want to follow Paviel, she has a wonderful, I love following her on Instagram. That's probably my favorite platform to follow her on because she will share amazing things that she's doing in her stories. Like Paviel, I don't think I told you this, but you talked about after I saw that story with you going to the Chinese medicine
Oh, the
doctor
herbalist.
place.
Yeah.
Yes, the herbalist girl. I was like, I got to book me a flight and get up there. Like, I wanted to come and do that. And I still do want
It's
to do
so
it.
good. It's so good. I love a herbalist,
Yeah.
acupuncturist. Give me all the holistic things.
Come on. And I like a good holistic thing.
Mhm.
So I love that she shares amazing resources like that, in addition to all of the other wonderful things that she does. So make sure that you follow her on Instagram, but you also have a YouTube channel as well, right?
I do have a YouTube channel. I'm
Okay.
making plans to get some more content up on YouTube in 26. So I'm really
No,
excited
for
about
sure.
what we're going to be talking
Yes.
about over there. Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I love it. Okay. Okay. Tracy having technical difficulties said, oops, Meg as well. Yes. Okay. Keena said, Rashidat, Mercury retrograde gets people tongue tied and stuttering speech patterns. Thank you. I received that, Keena.
Mm-hmm.
You said, girl, you're not crazy today. It's because we're in Mercury record. See, I can't even talk. Again,
Yep.
oh, look, tongue tied and stuttering. Mercury retrograde got me in a chokehold right now. Goodness gracious. Thank
Yes.
you, Keena. I received that grace. Come on. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Tracy said, I've always wanted to visit a herbalist. Tell me what my issue is. I know that's right. So actually,
Mm-hmm.
I want to switch into the conversation, y'all, because we're gonna talk about the book The Alchemist. Y'all know I read that book this summer, in addition to Get Rich Lucky Bitch and The Big Leap. Those were my three big books from this summer, even though I've read like five more since then. But let's stick to the Alchemist today. Pavio was the one that I got that book from, but I I also feel like I remember. Were you reading that book when you started your trip across the country? Is like what inspired you to
Mm.
reread that book? Like I just thought about that.
I think I did read it again when I was in Charlotte,
Okay.
right before I went on my road trip. I do. I do think I did that. I read The Alchemist um like every couple of years or so, whenever I'm feeling like out of control, not whenever I feel more kind of lost or trying to figure something out. I'm like, you know what, let me read The Alchemist and see what's like going on in life, just
Yeah.
reground myself in the
Yeah.
magic of this experience.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
is such a magical book. It's funny because it's just this like simple story, but you could
Mm-hmm.
get so many different nuggets out of it. And I got addicted to it very quickly because I don't even know if you guys know this, but I read it first and then I listened to the audiobook, I want to say five more times after that, because it
Oh
was it was a
wow.
quick read. It was only 4 hours listening to it, and I could listen to it while I was doing Uber this summer. I'm driving around. I might as well listen to something while I'm doing it, y'all. But it is a really good book when you're like, oh, I'm getting ready to do something a little bit out of my comfort zone. And I think that's where like it really starts with Santiago, which is, I know it's the typical like hero's journey, but it's something about the way this boy was like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to get something that I don't even think that I allowed myself to dream that I could have, if I'm willing to do something I've never done before. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That's what gets me excited about it. What was it that stood out for you as you read that book, and what makes you like keep coming back to it? Because if you read it every couple years, I mean, there's something that gets you really excited about, something that like something that holds it for you, you know?
Yeah. I mean, similar to you, it's about him like choosing his own path, like going against
Mm,
what like quote unquote makes sense or the path that he should be following, like
yeah.
leaving the stability and the known of
Hmm.
like being a shepherd and choosing like, no, I'm feeling called to explore. I am inherently a curious person, an adventurer. And so I'm always doing stuff. People like, "Girl, what? What?
Me too.
Okay, Poppy. You go ahead and do that. You do that, girl. Report back.
Right.
And I love living my life like that. And I absolutely bump my head and trip along the way, but that's what life is about, right?
Right. Right.
You
That's
know,
me too.
Santiago, he got robbed. As soon as he got to where he was trying to get to, he got they stuck him up. They he got got real quick. And sometimes you get got, but you grow and you learn.
Yes. Y'all, I'm laughing so hard because I can't tell you how many times I've experienced that. I am naturally an adventurer and I love bringing people along. And a lot of times, most people are like, girl, you got that, similar to how they texted to Fabielle.
Yes.
And they're like, tell me how it goes. And if you survive, then maybe I'll try it. That's usually
Literally. Literally.
But then in that, and that's so much why I started this business is because like I was like, okay, I know that I don't want to keep just doing this American dream thing. This American dream thing is bullshit. Like that's for the birds. I want something more than that. And at the beginning, I couldn't really put to words what more meant, but I was like, hell or high water, I'm gonna go ahead and try and figure it out. And similar to Santiago, I have tripped and fallen and got and ended up over here when I was trying to get over there and all the things. And I think that was the other reason, which if I'm thinking about the reasons why I could see myself coming back to it, is because it almost normalizes those ups and downs of like
Yes.
doing something outside of your comfort zone or doing something different than what you're doing right now. Because a lot of times we think like, oh, if it doesn't work the first time, then maybe it wasn't meant for me. And that's not true. Sometimes the hard part is just a part of it. Like that's another book that I read this summer. The obstacle is the way. It's like stop trying to avoid things going wrong and just understand that's part of it because that was what you needed to get you to the next step, which is I think relates very much to this book as well. What would you
Mm-hmm.
say?
I would totally agree. And now I need to read The Obstacle is the Way. Thank you for the recommendation. And I feel like that really is when I go back to The Alchemist, when I'm
Mhm.
feeling like something is dull or I'm feeling like fidgety or like I need something fresh, trying to figure out
Mhm.
like a way through or out of an experience that I'm having. I might need to reread it right now, honestly, because I'm feeling like the obstacles that I've been facing this year, I don't know if they're the way, but I know that they're the way, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes, that totally makes
Yes.
sense. Yes.
I'm
It's
like, I
like
don't want it to
easy.
be the way, but it's
Right.
clearly the way. I don't want it to be. I want a way out of this experience.
Exactly. I don't want it to be the way. I want to figure out how I can skip it, but this is clearly the way I need to go. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Kina said facts, facts. Hey, Michelle, so glad you got to join us today. Yes, that's always a fact for me too. And I had to, that's why I read The Obstacle is the Way. Now, here, let me tell you, The Obstacle is the Way is written, and I listened to the audiobook, written and read by a white man that I honestly got annoyed with him just because of
Okay.
his like it was very much a young white man immortalizing old white men with a couple other types of people sprinkled in. So I did not love that part. And yet what he was saying about how if we get to the point that we actually see each obstacle as the opportunity instead of seeing the obstacle as the barrier, then not only does our perspective change, But it actually does empower us to get something from it. And the point is, we're always like, how can I get through this faster? But the way to get through it faster is to embrace it, is kind of where he comes down to. So, again, you're welcome to read it. You might not want to listen to it. It just depends on if you're like, if I could get past his voice, then and some of the he tries to sound like wax
Mhm.
poetic, and I'm like, boo, you not a you're not even a poet.
The
Like,
last thing I want to
just
hear is a white man's voice. That's the last thing I want to
right.
hear. So I'll read the book. I'm gonna
Oh
go to the
my
library and check it out.
gosh. Right. So you might want to do it that way. But the point of it was good. So then that takes me to this. You have recently, well, last year, you guys, I met Pavio when I moved to, and here's the thing, we've never met in person. We met
Yeah, not yet.
electronically. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this person, she's cool. And Pavio was telling me about aerial yoga in Charlotte. And this was probably like 9 months
Mm.
after I got to Charlotte. So right after that, I started getting a lot of obstacles. And Pavio actually went on this adventure of in her truck with her and Gucci traveling around the country. I want to know, like, I didn't know you as well, nor did I get that much chance to experience like what inspired that. But would you like share with us now, like what was going on? What made you be like, I'm just gonna pack up in my Jeep and go adventuring? Which I mean, it's obviously part of who you are, but what inspired
Yeah.
that specific one?
Yes. So I moved to Charlotte. I'm from Chicago and I'm currently in Chicago, but I moved to
Mm.
Charlotte. I lived there for 1 year.
Oh, okay.
When I moved to Charlotte, it was a recovery space for me. There had been like a
Mm.
lot of traumatic experiences, getting laid off, relationships ending, friendship challenges, all kinds of things. And so Charlotte was kind of like recovery zone, and it worked wonders, so much
Mm-hmm.
so that I felt very like empowered, and I re-engaged with my artistic self in a really
Mm.
deep way in Charlotte. I moved to Charlotte with no job. Like the month
Mm.
before I moved to Charlotte, I got laid off from my corporate job.
Oh my gosh.
Um, and so I moved there. I was like, screw it. I'm still going. I need to get out of Chicago for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, so I like stumbled into entrepreneurship, and
Mm-hmm.
I was working a contract where I was just doing copywriting. And so I
Okay.
went from having 6 hours of meetings a day to 1 hour of meetings a week and one deliverable.
Wow.
I was writing a blog for a
Wow.
company. Yes. And so when you talked about earlier, having work that isn't the center of your life or really like imposing on your identity, that was my first experience of that when I
Okay.
lived in Charlotte. And so I had so much mental, physical, and emotional capacity to explore myself, my interior world. I started to
Yeah.
do the artist way. Um,
Mm.
while I was in Charlotte. I made it through, maybe I didn't even make it that far, but just a few weeks into it, I was coming up to the end of my lease. Well, not the end of the lease, but the time period where I had to let the management company know whether or not I was going to renew. And I knew that I wanted to downsize because I wanted to have the same size apartment that I have here in Chicago,
Okay.
to make the transition easier. So I had a big place. Um, and it was expensive, and I was like, I want to downsize so I can travel more because it was taking up a lot of my budget. And so I was like, I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to downsize this apartment, so I need to find something new. I toured like 11 or 12 different complexes. You know
Oh
how
wow.
apartment life is in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I had They have so many amenities and goodies and stuff that you can choose from, and
Yeah.
I did not find anything that was like within budget and like met my requirements for
Mm.
a apartment and like
Mm-hmm.
the size that I wanted. And so I was like, you know what? There's going to be more inventory if I just hold off and look for something in the fall. And so I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I could just travel for a few
Mm-hmm.
months. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how the road trip came to be. And funny enough, my woo woo, how woo woo are you? Um,
I could get into some
Rashidat.
woo woo. Go for it. Do
Rashidat.
go full of
Okay.
woo woo. Do it. I'm here for
So
it.
I had toured like 12 apartment complexes and nothing was hitting. I was really, really, really stressed out about it. And
Uh-huh.
so I came home from like the last tour and I went on a long walk with my dog. We walked for probably like 3 hours. Just we
Wow.
were outside.
Yeah, you
Yes,
were.
because I'm like, I was feeling, and I needed to let the management company know an answer like
Mm,
that next morning about what I was gonna
wow.
do. And
Yeah.
so went for this long walk and I was just like, the answer gonna have to like reveal itself to me. Um and when I touched the door handle for my apartment, when I came back, a voice said, just go now. Because my intention was to downsize so that I could travel. And the voice was like, no, just go now, just travel now. And over the course of like the next 24 hours, the road trip, the route, all of the things like came to me. Like I
Mm.
was like having all these dreams and stuff. And then I
Wow.
pulled, yeah, and then I pulled a few tarot cards. Um, and the cards that came out like really, really confirmed the answer to me. It was like the World card and the Wheel of Fortune card. And those cards are really heavy in symbolism and direction that like things are working out for your good. There's travel, there's like
Mm.
expansion, exploration. That's some of the messaging that those cards hold. I write about it in my Substack. I think that was one of my first Substack published publications. That whole story, but once the vision was revealed to me, I was like, okay, it makes sense. Like I'm just gonna put my stuff in storage.
Mm.
So I packed all my stuff up in storage, and I just had now my truck was full, good and full, because I'm a fashion girl. I needed to have my options and my shoes and my things with me. Okay. So it was a good amount of stuff. I have a Jeep Wrangler. So we had, and I it was very systemized. Uh
Okay.
and so packed up the Jeep, put everything else in storage in Charlotte, and I had my plan. I used an app called Road Trippers to plan out my whole
Ah.
route. And over the course of like 3.5, 4 months, I traveled the whole like pretty much the whole perimeter of the United States. There I had about 25 stops. I explored
Mm.
all kind like multiple like so many national parks,
Yeah.
um cities. I went to a ton of festivals and concerts. I last year, y'all, last year was the best year of my life to date. We getting better
Come on.
this year. We getting back. This year was a awkward pause.
It wasn't like last year, but last year was
It was not.
great.
This year has not been like last year. It was like that was a high, and this year is like quite low. But we persist. We persist.
Yes, I
But
love
yeah,
it.
that's the road trip story.
Well, here's the first part. I love that you were like, wait, how woo woo are you? Because Keena said, girl, I love the woo woo. It's intuition and spiritual guides, which I don't even think of that as woo woo. Like to me, I'm like, that's normal. There was nothing woo woo about what you said. I'm like, yes, I'm into it. All the things, like every part of listening to our bodies and listening to our guides. I'll I'm not gonna get too far on this soapbox. I'm gonna come back real quick, but I feel like all of those things that make us feel like there's no space for woo woo, our spiritual guides, our intuition, it's colonialism. Like listen, all of those things have
Yes.
always been a part of guiding us. And I love that you listened. I love that you listened. And in the midst
Oh,
of that, we
with
get
my
what
whole
we
heart.
need. Yes, it's beautiful. Like, yes, 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 yes. I didn't want to interrupt you, but everything in me was excited. Yes, girl, listen to it. Listen to it. And then Keena also said, traveling is so liberating. I agree. When you talked about like, oh, this trip was like me hearing from I say hearing from Jesus, and all of us there's different
Yes.
ways that we call it. Listen, Jesus will tell me real quick, go do that. Don't touch that. And sometimes I'm a goofy
Mm-hmm.
person and he got to pluck me in the head cuz I didn't get it the first time. But yes, I'm totally into that, like and then not only that, taking traveling, the opportunity to get out of your current space. There's some it's almost like
Mm-hmm.
we talked about decluttering your space, but there's also something about taking you out of your space that just opens up a
Mm-hmm.
whole new vibe. And I love that. Kena said different locations can amp up your frequencies. Yes, and
It
man,
definitely
like,
did.
yeah, yeah, yes. And then, wait, and then Marissa, hey, Marissa, welcome. Kena also said, Pavi, that was wonderful. Yes. Thank you for sharing. Yes, like that's an amazing road trips. Okay. So 25 different cities. And listen, when I saw it on your stories, I was like, I was jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I wish I would have known. I would have tried to come too. I only need a little bit of space. I could have held Gucci on my lap while we were driving.
Me and Gucci were
Girl.
vibing so hard. It was so fun. Oh my
And
gosh.
you had the doors off on the Jeep and everything. I'm like, wow, yes, everything about this is a vibe, and I'm into it. So yes, yes, and amen to like taking that jump and being like, yes, I'm creating space for what my new season is. And I also love what you said. Yes, that year was the best year of my life. I've had some of them. And then the next year, you like, girl, what the hell happened to this year compared to last year? Because this year don't feel nothing like that. Did I do something wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to remind myself, no, there's nothing wrong. That was just we needed that to get us into this space because this gets us into the next space. At least that's how I felt about it. How do you feel as you keep transitioning between your spaces and what's coming and what you see?
Whew. How do I feel?
Just right now, you don't have to look. There might be too much to try to quantify it.
No, honestly, in this moment, especially like having gone to the entrepreneurship summit, I feel really excited
Hmm.
about what the future holds for me. And I'm just in a very different season than I was last year.
Hmm.
I had very intentionally chosen to focus on me, um, and be selfish in that
Hmm.
span of time.
Yeah.
And this year, I have had to focus on family and community a lot
Mm.
more and put myself and my desires a little bit lower on my to-do list.
Hmm.
Um, and it's been a big adjustment for me, but I've learned so much.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and I needed it.
Hmm.
And so moving into next year, I'm really excited for more balance. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this year I've had to spend I have like taken on a caregiving role for my mother for a very specific issue, and now
Mm-hmm.
we are like much more stable
Okay.
in that area for her, and so there's going to be a lot more balance, and I have a clearer vision of what I want and need for my
Mm-hmm.
business, for my overall well-being as well. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
feeling good. This year has been hard, but it was necessary.
Yes. I love that. I love that, which is, I mean, I think that's why you'll like the obstacle is the way I think it'll feel very affirming to everything that you just said. Tracy said that's a life bucket accomplishment. I agree. Like
Mhm.
all of these things, like I I think somewhere along the road of trying to accomplish the American dream, that whole idea took out the adventure of like fully living life. And
Mhm.
I'm all about how do we get back to that? And you and I are probably similar, so we might have different ways and we might have similar ways in how we answer what brings that adventure in, but also figuring out like what is your brand of adventure. So that's the other reason why I love the money archetypes, a connector, a um an alchemist, a maverick, a ruler. They're all going to have different ideas of what it looks like to bring that sense of adventure and fulfillment into life. And so I love when we get into into sessions and into program or into the program. Again, I could talk into sessions inside of my program. Then we get into the depths of that with each person so that it's not you're a life that you love, a soft life, a life of fulfillment is not one size fits all. If you're like, oh, I like that she did that, but that's not the kind of life that I want to live, that's fine. Like nobody is telling you that you have to go do that. It's just more about understanding that no matter what it is that you go do, there's going to be those ups and downs. And if you make space for it to be magical, like my whole year, this year has had its ups and downs, but it has had some things that make it magical. When you allow yourself to recognize that the ups and downs don't mean you're doing something wrong, then you get into this place where you're like, oh, like I could do this. If I don't feel like I'm doing something wrong all the time, like I actually can enjoy this. I can get on this roller coaster and I don't have to white knuckle it. I can actually throw my hands up in the air and say we, right? Which I think is what you were saying too, even about like, okay, I'm now on a different part of this roller coaster where I'm now the caregiver for my mother in a specific way. I'm now in a city that I didn't plan to be in. I'm now in a space that I didn't foresee a year ago, and yet I can still throw my hands up in the air and say we. It was different and yet it was needed. Like that, hearing you say that is like absolutely all the snaps, all the claps. I'm just so excited about that.
Yes, me too. Because if we were having this conversation 6 months ago, I don't know that I would have said that.
Sometimes it changes by the minute, girl.
Yes.
I get that. I get that. I
Yes.
get that. Tracy said, "Are you considering going overseas?" I have my answer for that. What about you? Have you ever considered going overseas?
It is my dream to be an expat. Always has
Yes.
been since I was a little girl.
Come on.
Um, yeah, I don't know what that looks like. I don't have a time frame. Um, right now I'm feeling very, very called to be in Chicago. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know when that will lift, but I'm feeling very stationary in this moment. For a number of reasons, some that I don't
Mm-hmm.
even like know to articulate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm a big traveler. I've traveled internationally a decent amount, and my plan with the road trip, y'all, my plan was to do a full loop, end in Florida, where my brother lives, leave my Jeep with him, and then be all over the world doing the whole digital
Mm,
nomad thing. So that was the original plan. And
yeah.
so like as I gained this like some balance and stability in the very near future, calling
Mm-hmm.
it,
Come on.
receiving
Come
it,
on. Yes.
um, then I think the path forward with my international travel will make itself clear.
Yeah. I love it. And I think y'all
Thank
know
you
that
for asking that question.
I know, right? Isn't it a fun question? Especially for like
Mhm.
I think the word dreamer gets such a bad connotation. There's something all of us has a sense of dreamer in us. It's just if you want to allow yourself to indulge in it or not. And that dreamer is that intuition, is that inspiration, that imagination of more. Like we should. So all of that to say, I think it lends to that dreamer side of you. And I love me a dreamer. When I first started this program, it was originally called the Dreamcatcher framework and the Dreamcatcher community. And now I've gone into different
Yes.
iterations, but as I continue to work through my messaging. But yes, like we I not just being the dreamer, but also being the one who's not just the seeing the potential, but also catching it. Like let's catch that potential. And that's another thing that I love to do as well. Let me see. Oh, Tracy, you're funny. You hit the nail on the head. Tracy said, "This just hit me, Rashidat. Whatever happened to The Price is Right? What day is it airing?" Tracy, it aired today. I got two people that called me that said, "Did I just see you on The Price is
What?
Right?" I went similar. You know how last year you were gone. I went this summer. I was like, you know what? I'm going to LA for the summer. So I packed up in May. I went to LA. It had a whole bunch of ups and downs. I already did some videos about that, some of which included this book. Because I was in my truck reading The Alchemist in between doing Uber there. And then I got tickets to The Price is Right. And I actually got picked. Now I could tell you that I got picked. Because you're not supposed to tell it beforehand. So I didn't get to play a game, but I got picked to go. You know how for The Price is Right, they say, come on, they call your name and come on down. I like have my board where they showed my name. I will never forget. So the producer is like behind the camera and she holds the board up and I said, "That's my name." I jumped up. Now I just happened to be sitting next to the producer's mother. I accidentally popped her in the mouth. I didn't even mean to. I was so busy jumping around. I jumped up, ran down, and it's crazy because you're there for like 5 hours, but the taping of the actual game part takes like 45 minutes. It's not very long. It went so fast. They ended up giving me, once you get picked, they'll still give you money for getting picked even if you don't get to play a game. And so they gave me $300 for getting picked, which I was like, I'll take that. The only thing is,
Mhm.
once you get picked, you can't do The Price is Right or let's make a deal for the next 10 years, so that you're not like just jumping from game show to game show. So I could go back and be in the audience, but they won't pick me again for another 10 years. But it was a fun experience. It was one of those things where it was like, this year, my whole motto, my word for this year, which turned into a motto, was make space for this year to be magical, which reminds me of your whole trip because there's this space where you're like, I could I had to be careful that I wasn't like settling myself in because I felt like that was going to make things happen faster. I didn't realize I was doing that at first, but then it did come back around. Like you feel like, because I love to be a digital nomad. I think anybody who's followed me in this channel knows half the time you don't know where I'm at. It's a different background because I in Pittsburgh, am I in LA, am I in another country? Like where's Rashidat today? It's like Carmen San Diego. So I had stopped doing that in some ways because I felt like maybe that's what I needed to do to get my business where I needed it to be. And then at the beginning of this year, I was like, okay, are you done trying to play it safe? Are you ready to get back to you? And I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready. And it's been an adventure. It's definitely been an adventure. So, yes, it aired today. It will be on The Price is Right. It will be on Paramount Plus and The Price is Right YouTube channel probably by tomorrow because the episode from yesterday just got up today. So I think it's like a day behind as far as streaming goes. But if you watched it today at noon, then you would have been able to see it live. So, yes, The Price is Right. Tracy, I did do that. It's funny that you happen to remember that exactly today. Um, Let me see. I missed that. Where did I? Tracy said, I feel as though sometimes when you begin to focus a lot on yourself, the universe finds a way to mess up the flow by attacking loved ones instead. Don't know if it's only me that feels that way. That's an interesting comment. How have you felt like that? I have my thoughts too, but I would love to hear. Did you want me to read it again?
Yeah, let me settle that into my spirit. Yeah.
Yes. And I can share I'll share my thoughts too. So again, Tracy says, I feel as though sometimes when you begin to focus a lot on yourself, the universe finds the way to mess up the flow by attacking your loved ones instead. Don't know if it's only me that feels that way. You know what's so interesting about that too? This summer, I read this book a couple years ago. This year I listened to it. The Screw Tape Letters. It's The Screw Tape Letters is a book by C.S. Lewis, and it's a conversation between a young demon and his uncle, and they're talking about how to um deflect this human from having a deeper relationship with God. And
Oh.
it I know it's actually really interesting. It's like old language. So I actually had this idea that it would be fun to rewrite it in like recent language, like nowadays kind of connotations and and context and things. But it talks about how like if you can't get that person, you can use the people around it. And so I'm saying all of that to say I do think that sometimes when things are going well, there are external factors that will then rise up to try to distract us. And yet, like, I don't think any of our people themselves are trying to do that. That's the other context I want to say. But
Mhm.
literally, things in the ether are like happening. And sometimes it's just literally seeing through the smoke and saying, okay, devil, I see what you're doing. I'm still going to love on my person because I'm not going to let you keep me from that, but I'm gonna rebuke you in the name of Jesus for this person as well. And I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. And that doesn't make it simple. I don't think it makes it simple, but I do agree with you, Tracy. I do think that that happens. Um, because my favorite part of this book is what he says is if that person gets to the point where they have the full covering of Jesus, like it gets all the way around them and there's no holes, like there's no cracks left, that means you've lost them forever. And so their whole goal is to get to you before you get to that point, and it's trying to do any and everything it can, or trying to see if it can by accident, by some, stretch of imagination, can get it crack to get back into that spot where it can affect you. I know it's crazy, but I really do. This is how, if you talk about woo woo, this is what I believe happens in the ether. Okay. You didn't think I was going
You
to take
ain't
it
wrong,
there, right?
Rashidat. You ain't wrong.
So, but when you know how the enemy works, you can know how to protect yourself. And so I used to like, one of my favorite prayers was, Lord, just help me stay to this point where I never let go of your hand. We're already walking together. You already know I'm crazy. Or I like to also think of it this way. Me and Jesus are already in the car and he's driving. And sometimes I'm a good navigator. And other times I reach over and touch the steering wheel. And he look at me out the side of his eye like, girl, if you don't get back in your seat. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I got distracted. So, but in the midst of that happening, there's also the external features trying to get back into the car to see if it can drag me out. And I'm like, Jesus, just help me stay in the car. Just help me stay connected to your hand. Because sometimes I get stupid and I want to get out the car. I know that I do. I'm human. And he loves that humanness about me. But he also knows, I believe he also knows that I want to stay connected to him. So that was my thought around it. Tracy, you let me know your thoughts around it. That was where I came from that. Yes, I don't know why your comment got deleted, Tracy, but that was a good comment. Thank you for sharing that. Holy macaroni was what she tried to post. And then Marissa said, "Oh yay! Of course they picked your personality is so magnetic. Oh, thank you guys. That's that maverick that stays in trouble too much. That's what it is." Okay, so I'm gonna pause for a second from the comments. I want to give you. Did you have a thought that you wanted to add? Because I also want to pause. I can keep going, but
Yeah, I do have a thought. I totally agree with you, and I just want to add another layer on there. I think it's also a point where it's a test or a calibration of our growth and our personal boundaries too.
Yeah, yeah.
So when things come up with family, especially us Black women, especially us like oldest daughters, especially, you know, those people pleasing tendencies, um, you know, situations will come up, especially when we are on our growth journey and on our self-care to
Yes.
test us and see how well did you learn this lesson?
Yeah.
How well are you able to enforce your boundaries? Like things may come up in your family. How far out on a limb are you willing to go? Are you willing to be self-sacrificial in this process? Or are
Mm-hmm.
you willing to just be helpful? Right.
Mm.
That's definitely a lesson that I've been learning this year. And I'm really, really thankful for the test. Not easy, but I feel like I'm passing. I'm
Yes, come
passing the
on.
test.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I love that perspective because it is always an opportunity for us to choose. Wait, are we going
Mm-hmm.
to allow that workaholic, self sacrificing martyrdom to pull us back in? Are we going to set that boundary and say, yo, I recognize that this is happening to you, and I have to empower you to live your own story where I can be a part of it, but I don't need to lead your story. I actually just talked to a client about this the other day. Um, I love that whole perspective. Thank you so. Listen. I'm glad I circled back around to that. Come on, Fabielle, with that
Yeah.
comment in there. Yes.
You know, it really blows my mind how quickly we will abandon ourselves without even thinking about it, without even
Mm-hmm.
having an awareness of
Yeah.
how it's happening. And then look
Mm-hmm.
up, like, how did I get here?
Right. Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true. And I think that's how a lot of us have gotten to our place of workaholicness,
Yep.
um, and that being the strong one. Because I mean, we watched a reel about it last week, not just at work, but in home situations as well. We've allowed ourselves to be groomed into over responsibility, and I have been, oh I've been a poster child for over responsibility, and I have to keep reminding myself of exactly the lesson you said. I don't have to take on everybody else's stuff, even though I could probably be helpful. I need to be like helpful, not responsible. That's what it is.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes. Ooh, it's giving racy vibes.
I love it.
Responsible,
Yes.
accountable.
Yes. Consulting, just informational, but listen, I don't
Yes.
need to be
Yes.
responsible for it. Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes. I
No.
love it. I love it. Yes. I love it. I love that you guys are excited about me being on The Price is Right. When I find the episode, don't worry, I will put it on my stories on Instagram so that you can tag and watch it and see me. Listen, I tell you, I jump up and jump and run around in a circle. I didn't even. It wasn't like I planned it. Like that was just my real reaction because I did not expect to get picked. So that was a lot of fun. Marissa said, "Oh wow, Tracy, that's deep. I don't have that thought, but I have a limiting belief that everything can't go right at once." Ooh, Marissa, good comment.
Mm.
Yeah, really good realization to recognize that I have a limiting belief that everything can't go right at once. You know who else I've been listening to with that? Denise Duffield Thomas. I told y'all about this summer, so I'm also sharing this with Pavielle. Her book Get Rich Lucky Bitch about manifesting, and then also like taking all of those are like those limiting beliefs can lead to our sabotage where we're like, and our upper limit problem, because so the big leap was the other book as well. They go so well together. Like when we get to this point where over our lives we've accumulated this idea, this level of how much we think how good life can get. And when we get to that level, we subconsciously and sometimes consciously will sabotage ourselves to bring ourselves back down to a level that feels more realistic for us. And but when we know what our limiting beliefs are, we can recognize, we don't get rid of them immediately, but we can recognize them and then intentionally surpass them. And what you just said, like understanding that you don't believe that everything could go right at once, you can work past that. Like that's oh, it's such a powerful one to see. Like, wait, yes, I can. Multiple things can go right. I don't
Mm.
have to just wait for one thing to go right. Such a good comment. Oh, that was yes, that was Marissa. Keena said, "It's true, Tracy. I had to take care of a loved one for 4 years, but I learned about holistic healing and crystals during that time, and I couldn't travel and I had to stay still." Right. When it affects, and this is the other thing that I think is saying, I do think that there is a beautiful space to have boundaries. And even with boundaries, that means that sometimes it still changes our trajectory, which I think comes it sounds like it's part of your story as well. Oh gosh, I still have the spreadsheet up. Girl, I'm so sorry. Thank you for saying that. There we go. You said that a long time ago, or and I no, you didn't. Okay, you just said it. There we go, because I
Not
have the
that
other
long.
window
No.
open. Okay, good. Okay. Um, listen, sometimes I do that. Squirrel, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. Oh, yes. So sometimes we can let that. Nope, it didn't come back yet. Where's the comment? Hold on. 4 years, but I learned. Oh, that's what I was saying. So, I think that there's always a space where we can practice um what is it, helping versus responsibility. That's what I said earlier. And in addition to that, sometimes it can still adjust the path that you were going to take, and then how do you still get something beautiful out of that? And that sounds like what you were saying, Kina, where it's like, yes, that adjusted my journey, and yet it was also the time that allowed me to get into holistic healing and to get crystals. And I say that to say, sometimes even if we do create that boundary, believe that still magical things can happen. I look, talk about woo woo. I believe in magical things. So again, I guess I didn't realize how woo woo I am myself until we brought it up today. So yeah, there's still so much space for woo woo things to happen. Okay. And then Marissa said, like, I can't be good mentally, financially, relationally healthy, creatively, all at once. Wow. Marissa, listen, that is such a powerful statement. And and I'm glad that you also recognize that that's a limiting belief, because you can absolutely have amazing
Mhm.
things happening in every single one of those. And I'm sending you all of those vibes. Like, you absolutely can. Yes, you can. Marissa said, "Oh, this was a perspective shift for me, because previously, if things were going good for me and others around me were struggling, I thought I must mean things were good to give me space to overextend." So you were saying that, if so here's what she was saying. If in her space, if things were going good for her, but things weren't going for other people around her, then, oh, that must mean that she must overextend herself, because if things are going for her, then why shouldn't she help others? And listen, I would say be careful of that. Um y'all know I like to be a little controversial, so don't be too mad at me, but be careful of that gospel. I think that sometimes that Christianity makes us think like, I have to give, anything for me to have anything, I have to give it to someone else. But even Jesus gave of his overflow, not to empty his cup. And I think that's where our practice, I know that's where my practice has been going. Girl, just because they're struggling and you're in a space that you're not, that doesn't mean that you have to give up your peace of mind, because they don't have the same level of peace as you. And we also have to take into account, their obstacle is their way, your obstacle is your way. Don't be trying to fix somebody else's obstacle. That's enabling. Right?
Yes.
It's a
Ooh, that's a
thing.
word right there. That's a word.
So, yeah, permission. That's what it comes down to. Permission, Marissa. You don't have to fix it for everybody. You don't have to be strong for everybody. Listen, I also been like, listen, I'm tired. I've been tired, not because in my past I would never claim the word tired, because I don't like when I hear someone walk around all the time and just say, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. But to say I'm tired in order to say, I don't have the capacity to take on your stuff. I can
That's it.
support you as a human. I could be your friend. I could, but I cannot take on that responsibility. I got to let you do, because I don't know what the universe is trying to teach you. And if I try, and not only that, for us to try to take it from them just means that they're going to have to go through it again. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, so many good comments, y'all. I love this. I love this. Okay. Tracy said, I heard you on all of your points that you just made. Are you the oldest? Pavielle, are you the oldest? It's interesting you made that point, because that's my role as well. So I'm curious, but overall, I agree with you. I agree with both of you said. That's a good way to look at things as well. So what do you think? Are you the oldest?
I am the only girl. I
Okay.
have a much, much older brother. My brother is almost 18 years older than me.
We're similar in that way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
I
was
love
born and
it.
he was like heading off to college.
Which almost makes you the only child in some ways. It
It
changes the
does.
dynamic. It really does.
Yeah. We got a totally different mother. Um, like my version of my mother is she got married when I was about 7. And so I
Mm,
grew up in a mostly two-parent household. I went to private school.
wow.
I had allowance and stuff. My brother, he had a single mom. Um,
Mm,
and this was in like the 70s and 80s and stuff.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, so the dynamics were totally different. And because my brother is so much older, my brother is in his 50s. So he got
Yeah.
his own things going on, you know? He don't even live here.
Right.
And doesn't have as much like flexibility as I do because like I'm single. Um I be floating around the world doing whatever I want to do anyway. And so they're like, oh, well, you could just float on over to mom and like help with this. I'm like, well, I was really enjoying like floating on my own little island over here, but I guess.
I I
I was
get
having so
that.
much fun.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You know what? It's funny, Tracy. I'm not the oldest. But I am in a weird dynamic as well because similar to Paviel, my siblings are 15 and 19 years older on my mother's side. And so my oldest niece is 9 months younger than me. And then I have nieces and nephews that I pretty much spent my childhood being their parent. So even though I wasn't the
Mm.
oldest child, I still had oldest child responsibilities, and I had I had decades of practice of over responsibility from it, and I had to unlearn some of that over responsibility. Marissa said, I'm an enabler. I get it. I had to unlearn some of those things because at 12 years old, what the hell I look like being a parent? You know what I mean? That's not what should
Yeah.
have been like. And I tell you that's the main reason why I've never wanted kids, because I'm like, listen, if the last part of this for me to do is to push a 10-pound baby through my hips, then I don't think I need to be a parent, because I done already other did the other part. I'm not saying it's that simple, but it is definitely some of the things that go through my mind. Um, but yeah, it affects how we don't realize until later. I think even just in our generations now, where we spend more time thinking about mental health, trauma, nervous system regulation, as we learn about how all of these things affect who we are, in a how it's nurtured us to be a certain way versus how we were born to be, how God created us to be. um then it gives us some insight on some of the things that we don't have to take responsibility for anymore, and we can pass back to that person, so we don't have to be the enabler anymore. Marissa said, Tracy, these are great questions. I'm loving learning more about our guests through your questions. Yes, I love it. I love it too. I love when y'all bring great questions. I love it. It's always a good
The
conversation.
questions
Okay.
are on fire.
Right, right. I love it.
Yes.
I told you this was always a fun group. I love listen. This is my favorite time. Tracy said, I'm loving our discussion. I'm learning a lot about people. I'm loving our aha moments. Always, always such good times. And when I get
Mm-hmm.
myself together, I'm gonna start making more reels out of them. So yes, yes. Okay. So here's my next question. Okay, you think back to the point where Santiago, first of all, he lost his money as soon as he got into Morocco. Then he ends up working for the what is it? The
The
crystal
China,
merchant.
the
Hmm.
crystal, yeah, the crystal merchant, yeah.
And then he finally saves up enough money to get on this caravan. And while he's on this caravan, in order to save his life, he's got to learn how to fly with the wind, or have he's got to learn how to be like the wind. And I thought that part was so interesting, because it's like sometimes I feel like God, the universe, whatever you believe in, asks us to do some impossible things, and you're like, he spent 3 days being like, how the hell am I going to do this? Have you had situations where you felt like that, and like, What did you feel like got you past that point?
I feel like I'm always in a situation. Not always, always, but like this year in particular, it's just been like make magic out of thin air every week, you know? And the way that I've been doing it is just like relinquishing control. I'm like, this is above my pay
Mm.
grade. God, you're gonna have to make it happen. Jesus, please take this wheel, take the whole car, take me to like, let's go to glory. Like, we gotta figure out something. Honestly and truly.
Yes.
Honestly and
Yes.
truly, that's been my life in 2025, and I feel like a lot of people have been having similar experiences,
Yeah.
and relinquishing control has been the answer for me. I do whatever I can. I use the tools that I have, and when I run out of the tools, then I give it to God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I
Yeah.
give it to God from the beginning, but like I
Yes.
do my part,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I also lean like really heavily on my creativity. If I'm in
Mm-hmm.
a situation, I'm like, okay, well, I must need to spend some time doing something other than this. Like
Uh-huh.
it's so counterintuitive, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'm faced with the challenge with like my business, I intentionally go and do an artist day. I'll go to a gallery or pour into myself
Mm.
creatively because in those spaces, I might meet someone who can help me solve the problem that I'm having. I
Yes.
may be inspired by whatever I'm experiencing. I might overhear a conversation that like lights up a light bulb in my mind. And
Yes.
so my lesson has been to just stay in motion, try not to freak out, regulate your nervous system as much as possible, rest, and like just pour. I have to pour into myself in order to to be a clear channel to receive whatever solution there is for the problem.
Listen, yes and amen. You literally, so I've been working on this activities deck for the seven types of rest. And your whole like example of going to a museum when you're looking for space is a whole example of creative rest. The whole premise of creative rest is that you put yourself in a space that ignites inspiration as a way of rejuvenating and rekindling that imagination inside of you. Girl, I could have just fell out the chair when you said that. That would have been too dramatic. But but I
You got to
love
stay on the
it.
camera.
Yes. I know, right? I know.
I
Oh, but
I love
I
that you
love
brought
that.
up this. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I love that you brought up the seven types of rest. So
Mm-hmm.
a couple girlfriends and I got together on Sunday after church. And the intention was initially to like apply for jobs and grants.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but what actually happened when we got together was that we did really intentional check-ins with each other. Like, how are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Not just how
Yeah.
are you, but how are you really? Um,
Yes.
And as we like went through our check-ins, we're all like either burnt out or on the verge of
Mm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
exhausted. You know, Q4, like it's really the last little mile in the
Mm-hmm.
marathon and you get really tired. And so we decided to do a rest retreat in December based on the
Yes.
seven types of rest.
I love it. Are you guys reading Sacred Rest? Did you read that book from Dr. Dalton?
No,
Oh,
no.
girl,
I
add that to your
haven't read
list.
it. Okay. Sacred
Uh,
Rest.
yes. Now let me tell you, I love her as a black woman. She is terrible at reading her book. You might want to
Don't
read
listen
the
to the
actual book.
audiobook.
No,
Got
don't
it.
listen to the audio book. But it's a good book. It's a really good book too. So, oh, I yes. So you're doing this rest retreat and you're basing it on the 7 types of rest. Oh, you gonna have to tell
Yes.
us about
So
that too.
we each took two of the types of rest, and we're going to facilitate
Mm.
experience for the group.
Ah, ah, you're just speaking my whole language right now. I love it. Again, you're gonna have to
Yeah,
come
I'm
back on to
super
tell us how it
excited.
goes. You should be. You absolutely should be. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Marissa said lean into creativity is such a powerful it is such a powerful idea. And it's this is why I thought it was so important, why I believe it's so important to have the activities deck, because we've heard so many people say, "Oh, you just need to rest more." Well, if I knew how to do that, I probably wouldn't need you to tell me that. So I might need a little bit more direction on how to do that. And but that's where this activities deck comes in, because I'm giving you specific. It's like how you pull out. It's this is going to be a companion to what the Knot Ministry has done, because it's going a little deeper onto the actual 7 types of rest, but doing a body scan of saying, okay, body, there's 7 types of rest. What kind of rest do I need today? And really asking your intuition, asking your body what kind of rest you need, and then using the deck to take away decision fatigue. You, if your body has told you you need creative rest, go to the deck, pull out the creative rest cards, lay them down on a table, pick one up and do it. Like, to really simplify putting yourself in that space to try an activity that really empowers that rest that you want. And maybe one day it's going out to a museum to inspire yourself and to really give your mind that space to say, I don't, I know that this answer is going to come to me in a different way than me just sitting here trying to think my way into it. And so I love every, can you tell I'm nerding out about it? I love that you said that. Such a good such a good idea. I really want to hear what your friend said. Or what you and your friends do. Tracy said, "Damn, Pavi, now you really have me here getting yet another planner I don't need. I'm blaming you when my husband asked. Sorry, I checked out the website from earlier."
Blame it on me, baby. Say it's my fault.
Right. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then as we wrap this up, what would you say today, as you're like, here I am today in my present? What's the thing? Oh, let me ask it this way. Do you know what your personal legend is? I also felt the book was very interesting on that. It said you get to choose. Melchizedek said you get to choose what your personal legend is. Have you decided what your personal legend is?
Ooh.
I know.
Yes.
Okay, tell us. Well, if you want to, if you're not ready to go that deep, I understand too.
So I'm gonna tell y'all, but don't put this in the clips. I
Okay.
feel like you know,
Mhm.
I feel like this is a safe space. I have not said this to many people a lot. I can count on one hand. Um,
Mm.
so we've talked about how, we both have that thread in common of being very adventurous people and inspirational to other folks, like, oh, I wish I could do that. You try it and tell me about it. And
Mhm.
so I get that a lot. You get that a lot. And I feel very called to help people find their liberation. Um,
Mm.
and and I want to use the language of like being a liberation doula.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That feels very aligned, and I'm starting to plant the seeds of that work right now through the journaling workshops that I do,
Okay.
because you can really write yourself free, right? Write
Mm.
it, write the vision, make it plain, and it's gonna happen.
Girl, another one of my favorite scriptures. Come on. Yes.
You
Yes.
know, so that, like, especially through language, both written and spoken, um,
Mm-hmm.
that that's my area of genius. And it
Yeah.
always has been. And more I the more work I do internally, the more boldly I share my work, the more open and engaging I am with the community and the world at large. The vision, my personal legend becomes more crystallized for me. So I want
Yeah.
to use the language of like being a liberation doula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love that as your personal legend. So amazing. So then obviously there's been times when you're like, okay, this might be my personal legend, but I could just go back home and be a shepherd, okay? Because you know how often Santiago went through that. You're like, maybe I just need to go home and be a shepherd.
He said I could buy at least one sheep right now.
Right? Like, I could do a lot. I don't have to go the whole way, right? Um, and yet, like, even when he was in, and I'm trying not to tell the whole story, but you know, in case y'all haven't read it, but it's a beautiful story. But he literally gets robbed for a third time, which I loved when the alchemist said, Santiago said, why are you leaving money with the priest when you, or the, I'm gonna call him a priest for lack of a better word, when you just gave me
Hmm.
money. And the alchemist said, if there's one thing I learned, if it happens to you once, it's likely that it will never happen again. But if it's happened to you a second time, it is most surely going to happen a third time. And I was like, oh, I really liked it. You see, I didn't forget it. I was like,
Hmm.
that is
Yeah.
real right there.
So real.
um, which I actually appreciate, because I don't think I've spent too much time talking about this, but I had gotten myself completely out of debt. And then some things that I've done this year to try to expand my business has gotten me back into debt. And I've been like, Lord, Lord. And he's like, it's okay. If you got out of it before, you could get out of it again. Like, this is not the end of the
Hmm.
world. And I'm like, okay, are you sure? And he's like, listen, this is what's going to help your audience connect, because when they see you literally doing it, they didn't get to see you walk through it the first time. They're going to get to see you walk through it this time. And I was like, okay, Jesus, you telling me you're going to use this. So I'm a keep walking. So, and all of that to say, you have these ups and downs, and you're like, I could just go back to being a fashion designer. He could just go back to being a shepherd. You could just go back to doing what you were doing before. What makes you say, no, I'm still gonna go all the way to the pyramids to find my treasure?
The freedom.
Mm.
It really boils down to the freedom for me. So I am a marketer, a corporate marketer, product marketing specifically in
Mm-hmm.
technology spaces. The tech world is brutal. It's
Mm.
brutal. It will chew you up, spit you out,
Right.
and kick you to the curb,
Mm.
right?
Fashion too, girl.
All these industries,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, because they're built on like this capitalistic disposable human labor
Mm-hmm.
framework.
Yeah.
And if we have to operate within that capitalistic framework, I need a certain level of autonomy
Mm-hmm.
and like freedom. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what keeps me going. Now, I'm not saying that I don't apply for jobs still. And
Right.
I will take a contract job. I will take a full-time job in increments
Right.
to find so to give me the stability and like financial and mental capacity to build my empire, to
Mm-hmm.
build my escape route. Um
Yeah.
and so yeah, it all boils back down to freedom. It's funny like hearing myself say this, it feels like deja vu
Yeah.
because I was on the radio in February at the beginning of this year,
Okay.
and that's what I there was a similar question, and it's like, why are you doing this? Like, it's all about liberation. It's
Mm-hmm.
individual liberation, collective liberation, as much autonomy and freedom as we can get. Give it to me.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Wait, and there was something, oh, there was something you said, and I got so wrapped up in what you were saying. I wanted to come back around to, wait, give me a second. Because you said, taking the job. Again, this is why I think The Alchemist is such a good book. That's pretty much you working with the crystal merchant for a while, right?
Mhm. Yep.
And his time with the crystal merchant is what paid for him to get all the way to the pyramids, which then led him to get to the treasure that then made it so that he never had to work again, right? Like, I think it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. And I think the freedom, it's interesting when I think about it. So when I think about my personal legend, this all started because I felt like our our dignity as humans was, we have too many things that are taking away the dignity and the humanization of who we are. And I wanted to see that put back into us. But I felt like the way to make that happen was for us to really get clear on who we are and how we can live fully as ourselves, like understanding the different parts of who we are. And when you live a life, in my opinion, when you live a life that's fully you, um, that's what makes the world a better place. Like, you don't have to wake up and have, I'm gonna make this impact on the world. Like, if you just get up and do what you do, the devil is like, damn, she's awake today. Yes, like, and but
Yes.
we also get so bogged down in hustle culture and productivity and trying to accomplish all the things that we lose track of that. But our dignity, our identity, which our identity is what connects us to our, is what builds our vision, is what indicates what our vision is going to be, and how we build it, and what kind of communities we put ourselves in. But when we come back to that, it makes so much space for this beautiful magical flower in my mind to bloom, which, and we get to be that flower. So it connects all back. I get excited again. I'm nerding about, and to me, all of that is the freedom. So I guess it comes back from this is the other reason why I love it. I feel like it's just different perspectives, and this is why I think
Hmm.
it's so beautiful to work with different service providers. But we're all bringing you different things. Mine is life coaching that brings you to that freedom. Yours is marketing and consulting and journaling that brings you to that freedom. And so, like, there's so many different perspectives around it that allow us to get to our fullest selves. And I think it's a beautiful way to lean into it and really enjoy it. So, okay. I just really enjoy this conversation. Paviel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you to all of your community members. Y'all have been so lit in the comments. This was like above and beyond what I imagined. I'm so happy I got to talk with y'all tonight.
Yay, yay. So what we're going to do for the next couple minutes, because of course we got excited and I didn't put a timer on and we didn't went over. So I won't keep y'all too much longer. But for our wind down for the weekend, there are 3 steps that we do. The step number 1, open up your devices, y'all. Look at your computer, look at your tablet, look at your phone. See all of them windows you got open. What can you close today? We were talking about this earlier with Papiel. We do this every Friday as a wind down. You've been working all week, but now it's time to tell your brain, your energy, hey, it's safe to rest right now. So in the spirit of doing that, see what windows can you close. Now, if you are very passionate about that window, I understand. I have been that person. Remember, you can bookmark it, you can save it to a document to come back to it. But if it's been open and you haven't come to it in the last 24 hours, it's not a priority. It's okay to put it aside, like completely aside, because every time you do that, that's decluttering, okay? And that gives space for what needs to be focused on right now to come be focused on. And right now, what you're supposed to be focusing on is rest. So close some windows, delete some emails, okay? Check and see. And if you can't close it, also no judgment. If you're like, I love that, but I'm not ready to do that today, don't worry. You can try that for next week or the week after or the week after that. It's okay. But this is just where we're getting to because we know that it creates more freedom, more liberation inside of us to be able to use Pavi's words today. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, what fun thing are you going to eat today that you probably didn't have like time during the week to cook? Maybe during the week you only ate takeout, so tonight it would be fun to make something at home. Or maybe you always cook at home and you like, girl, I ain't got energy for that, so I'm about to go out to eat. Listen, what you gonna eat today? Keena, I know you got something good because you listen, you always got me some vegan stew. Listen, Tracy too. All of y'all always got some good food. Let me stop playing. What y'all eating this weekend? I want to know. Oh, and Keena said, listen, lit conversation. Good, Keena. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I closed 20 tabs, but I'm researching how to get rich in the stock market. So I got to leave that one open. I ain't mad, Keena. To close 20
Send
and
it to
leave
us
one
too,
open.
girl.
Right? That's a win. Right? And share the wealth, share the love. Listen, so we could go. You don't have to enable us, we understand, but we could go do it too. I love it. Okay. I don't know what my fun meal did. Javier, do you have in mind a fun meal for this weekend?
The thing that immediately came to mind was ramen.
Mm. Girl, I'm with you. I'm always down for some ramen. You know how many weeks I have
I
said
love
I'm
it.
eating ramen?
And I've been eating at home, so I'm gonna go outside and get my ramen.
Hey, I
Hmm.
know that's right. My fun. Oh, so that's step number 1 is a fun meal, but my step number 3 is a fun activity. So my fun activity tonight is to go hang out with my girlfriend and her 2 sons. So on my way, I'm gonna stop and get me something to eat on the way. So I'm with you on that. I am so with you. And Keena said, "Listen, I'm preparing tacos with plantains."
Mm.
Keena, right? She always
What?
got something good.
Like a plantain shell?
uh, Listen, tell us
I
the
don't. I need
details.
the details. Send me the
Right?
recipe.
She sent me a vegan gumbo. I haven't made it yet because your girl don't like to cook. I need to find I need to find me a man that likes to cook. That's what I need to do, but I ain't got time for that. But listen, I got the recipe. I'm gonna have to make it soon because that vegan ramen had me excited. No, vegan gumbo is what it was. So I'm looking at that. Tracy said, "Girl, I ate tacos and plantains yesterday. I love it." And she said, "A good ramen makes a difference, right? It just warms the
Hmm.
soul from the inside out." Yes. Um, Keena said EFTs are better. Look, they're already into the EFTs and the mutual funds and the stocks. They didn't went down into the into the stock market talk. I love it. I love it. Okay, y'all. So you closed down some windows. You picked a fun meal for the evening. So Pevio, you got ramen. Do you have anything restful plan, fun plan for this weekend? I put rest and fun in the same bucket because a lot of times we put fun on the back burner as well as rest on the back burner. So I put those together.
My weekends are always insane. My week ramps up at the end.
Okay.
Um, so people be like, "Who? Finally the weekend." I'm like, "Okay, let me brace for the weekend."
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, I have
Lately,
like
my
three.
no, go ahead. Yes.
I have like three events tomorrow,
Oh
and
wow.
two on Sunday.
Oh wow. Yeah, you got a full on weekend.
Yeah.
So
So
you resting like
tonight,
Tuesday
it's
and
gonna be
Wednesday
chill.
then. Ah, okay, I get that. I get that. Tracy said, "Damn, my Saturday meal was supposed to be Popeyes. It disappeared." Oh, hey, I'm here for the Popeyes, girl. Y'all know. Okay, so Pevio, I don't know if you knew this. This summer I found myself with chronic hives, and I recently realized that that is a symptom of perimenopause. And I realized that some of that is also catalyzed by the things that I eat. And so I have tried fried chicken multiple times and broke out in hives. And so I haven't been able to eat chicken. So, Tracy, I'm a little jealous that you're having fried chicken because I'm a little scared to try fried chicken again. I think it's the peanut oil. So I'm really sad. I'm excited for you and I'm sad that I can't join you. That's what it is. Man. But that sounds good. That sounds good. Yes.
Girl,
Uh
fun fact, I stopped
huh.
eating chicken like 3 years ago.
You know what? I've been trying to be plant based until my body didn't like the beans either. So I couldn't eat beans. So I couldn't get any protein. So I started eating chicken and now I can't eat the chicken.
Now, I ain't say I was plant-based.
Dude.
I,
she, she said, hold on,
I ain't
let me
say that.
clarify.
I ain't say that.
Don't go that far. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so them specifically chicken. Tell me about that. Why chicken?
Chicken just makes me feel sick. I feel nauseous. I felt nauseous whenever I
Really?
would eat it. And so I
Yeah.
stopped eating. I had to stop eating it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Why?
like
Why am I mad
thinking
at
back
that?
to when I was a little girl, I
Uh-huh.
never liked chicken. I just ate it because I
Mm,
had to.
okay. Okay. Because mom was like, this is a black house and you eat what you eat. You eat what I give you or else you don't eat. Yes, I understand.
That part.
Right? Oh my gosh. My gosh. Keena said, try the Amish fried chicken. Truly organic and delicious. Okay, I'm gonna have to Google it and see where I can find one down here in Atlanta. You know what's probably gonna be easier is I'm just gonna go get some ramen or some pho. I would love some pho. I think there's a place that's like on the way that I might try that tonight. I don't know what I really need to get back into my meal prep box so that'll make my life easier because I hate thinking about what I'm gonna eat. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of those things that give me decision fatigue. Like I just need somebody to say, here's here's your calorie count, here's your cookies, your snacks, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's all delicious. Just eat it. That's what I need because I don't want to think about it. So but today I'm gonna find something. Y'all know I love a meal prep box. I've been looking at Thistle now that I'm in Atlanta. So they don't have Thistle in Charlotte, but they do have it in Atlanta. So, and I also really love Methodology, but Methodology is expensive. But man, they got these cookies
Mm.
that look like crack. And I'm like, oh, I want it. I want the crack. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, then I hope you enjoy your ramen today. And girl, your whole 5 activities. I will be up on your stories to see what I could see. Y'all, if you didn't see, scroll up. I dropped the link to her Instagram in the chat so you could find her there. Then once you find her there, that'll help you find her on YouTube as well. Because I don't have her YouTube link in front of me, but it is there. I'll put it in the description once the video is over, and I need to go back and add the timestamps, and I will make sure I won't make any clips about our special part. But yes, y'all, this was such a good conversation. Again, thank you, Pavio, for joining me today. Thank you all for joining me. Keena already said I done went over and subscribed to her channel. Lovely. Yes, so that when she starts posting, y'all will all be the first to know. You'll be connected with her. You know, we love that. We love that. So I'm glad you're doing that. And then I think that's it, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put the 60-second wind down on the screen, and then we'll see each other next week. How does that sound? Michelle said eating pho and going to open my copy of Sacred Rest. Girl, that's a good book. Get it, boo. Get it. That sounds like a good weekend. I'm into it. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will see you next week as we come together for Freedom Fridays happy hour to, wind down, sip, enjoy some good times together, all of that good stuff, okay? Bye. Let me see. What y'all talking about? Bye, Keena. Have a good day. Have a good day. Enjoy that pho, Michelle. It's gonna be good. I can't wait to. And let us know. Let me know what you like about Sacred Rest. I enjoyed that book so much. Keena, I'm gonna look for that Amish fried chicken because I do miss. You know what else? I'm gonna look for some grilled chicken. I think I might be okay that way. That's probably what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. All right, y'all. Keena, Tracy, Megan, everybody, Marissa, have a great weekend.